Your first 3 tournaments were unbelievable.
I wouldn't say unbelievable.
I mean, listen, you've been gone for what, 8 years?
Yes.
You come
Yeah.
back to Boca,
Yeah.
W35, you
Yeah.
win 2 matches in the qualies, you beat like ranked players. One was like,
Yeah.
I think one was like
500.
500, one was 700, right?
Yeah.
And then you play 200 something in the world, 240 in the world,
Yeah.
and you have up a set 6-5 and match point,
Yes.
correct? And there was a long match point because I saw it on
Oh
the
my God.
live stream. There was definitely some chances there. It's probably normal when you haven't been playing to like have a hard time closing some matches out, you know. Then you go off to Colombia, you again make it through the qualies and lose another heartbreaker. And then you go off to Bethany Beach, you qualify very easily, you destroy the qualies, and then you win the first round finally. You pass the first round of main draw, and then you lose the number one seed. One tight set and one easy set, 4-2. So you're playing well. But Emma, when I look at the stats, there's one weakness that's very apparent, and that's your second serve. For example, against Mateas, you only won, I think, 17% of your second serves. Then in that first round match in Boca, I think you double faulted. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it
Okay.
17 times in that match?
Something like that.
Okay. And then in the match in Colombia, how many double faults did you hit?
The match that I lost 24. And I
24.
almost won the match.
24 double faults. It was a little bit of altitude in
Oh.
Colombia, which made it probably more difficult with the second serve. But see, look, you were pretty upset after that match. But I want to tell you that you shouldn't be, because this is what happens to a lot of players. Sometimes you lose the confidence and it can make it very difficult to get second serves in, especially under pressure situations. So I want to today give you some things to consider when you have this double fault crisis. Let me see some second serves. Try to hit it the same way you do it in the match, okay? Okay, try to explain to me what happens when you get into this double fault crisis. How are you serving? Are you serving like this? Are you serving different?
If I toss the ball too far back, then for me it's bad. So like I've been just trying to toss like for the if I'm doing kick, like. But the thing is, I haven't been really doing just the kick. I do like kick and slash, like hybrid slice, like so, and just aiming body serves just to get my serve back. Literally, that's all I'm doing.
It's not a true kick serve. First of all, the toss sometimes is not enough to the left, and
Yeah.
also there's some torso rotation. But that's okay. You don't necessarily need kick. What happens a lot of times is that when you don't put kick and you're dealing with a slice serve and you lose confidence, the only way to get a slice second serve in more when you're missing is by slowing it down. And when you slow down, you start steering, you start pushing, you start missing more. It would be useful in those moments when the second serve doesn't work, when the confidence is low, to have the option of being able to put more spin on it, kick in other words, because that serve can be hit with a lot of acceleration without sacrificing control. Just by design, it's a more consistent serve. There's nothing wrong with having slice on the second serve by any means. And there's some like at the very top of the WTA that serve slice second. But I'm just saying when you get into a crisis where you're double faulting a lot, that's when you should be able to know how to pull out the kick. And all you have to do is just get the toss a little bit more to the left and stay a little bit more sideways when that happens, okay? So a little bit more to the left, and then hold your torso, don't rotate so much. Like when you are coming in here, don't allow this to happen, but you hold more here. So you're coming in like this more. So your upper body is more towards the side fence. And when you finish, you can bring the racket towards yourself like this. Better. See, that's more of a kick serve now. The shape of the ball is changing. You see the ball is actually hitting the court and going a little bit more to the right. So you are getting more kick.
Still flat.
That one you hit probably a little too far behind you.
Okay.
And maybe you drag through it a little bit more. So ideally you want your contact to be like right up here. Because you lean forward, you actually want to still throw the ball inside the court slightly.
Okay.
And then lean on it, but your body's going to get underneath the ball.
Okay.
Whereas on the flat or a slice, you throw a little bit more in front. But when your contact gets too far back, that's not good. That one flattened out too. Concentrate on staying a little bit more sideways. A little bit more to the left with the toss, left ear. Let's now try to get the racket a little bit more this way so we get more of a lateral swing path and more of a sideways hold with the torso.
When I get into that mental spiral, downward spiral, like it goes to like I literally toss the ball. I'm like,
I
like
know,
I've
it's a
never
horrible
served
feeling.
before.
It's a horrible feeling. And it can have an effect on the first serve too. It can have an effect on.
So just do them the same. I just
Well,
do them the same.
so I'm just saying like that it is an option to start getting more first serves in. Maybe start slicing and spinning more first serves
I
in.
tried that.
But it doesn't work because sometimes double faults can influence a first serve too. You lose confidence overall
Yeah,
in your serve.
yeah.
Another thing that you can do if that doesn't work is what we did today, where you have your normal second serve, which is more of a slice on the second, and you do that, and when it's working, you don't even think about it. You just keep playing. But when you feel like the double faults are creeping in and they're maybe a little too much, maybe 5%, that's probably you get into a zone that's too much. This is where you adjust and make this adjustment right here. And you start going a little bit more to the left. You start being a little bit more sideways with your body, and you start getting a little bit more of this shape on the ball, and you are going to start getting more serves in.
Okay.
Now, what you can do if you have a match where you have an unbelievable amount of double faults is right after the match, there's a recalibration that you can do. Let me show you. I wouldn't even wait. I would just step on the practice course right afterwards. If you have a match like you did in Boca with 17 double faults, or the one in Colombia with 25, you do this. You go on a service line and you try to make 10 in a row from the service line. Naturally, from here, you'll have to put a lot more spin to make the ball go inside the service line. You try to get 10 in a row from here. And then you back up to about halfway between the service line and the baseline, and you try to get 10 in a row from here. Same thing. In order to get it in from here, you need more spin, and you make the swing path more lateral, which gives you more control. And then finally, you back up to all the way back, and you try to get 10 in a row from back here, like that. And that's how you like recalibrate this contact zone, because what happens most likely is that there's a pushing on the ball, a steering, a lack of confidence, and that's how you double fault in a match. And you can break that with this calibration, okay? That's better. And come back halfway. Good. One more time. One more time.
Oh my God, so far back.
That was too far behind. It's okay. All right, and then come all the way back. One more time. Come on, spin it more, more lateral. Don't slow down. The kick serve needs acceleration for it to be consistent. When you slow down, you more steer more.
You see,
And
that's
you're going,
what happens.
but you gotta,
I guide it.
you guide it forward, yes.
Yeah.
So tell me, the mistakes that you're making, are they mostly long or net?
Long.
Long, okay. So go up with your racket. So what happens is that there's probably too much of this here. So you need to increase the lateral movement
Oh,
here.
I see.
And again, these progressions can help tremendously with the lateral movement. But so now, focus on bringing the racket towards your torso when you're done, like strings towards your torso. So there's not so much going forward, but more going towards you here. Okay, so when you make contact, it's more this. See this? It's going to shorten the ball tremendously. So the options are, if everything is going fine, you keep doing your normal second serve and just don't even think about it. If you start double faulting, try to understand how. Is it long? You adjust the toss on your slice, make it a little bit more in front. That can change the trajectory. If that doesn't work, now you might have to start kicking your second serve, which you can do. You have the technique. You're going to try to throw the ball a little bit more to the left, and also you're going to try to stay sideways more and bring the racket more towards you here. So you lose that forward movement, that steering, that pushing, that's making the ball sail. You start getting maybe 5 to 10 second serves in, all of a sudden the confidence grows, and maybe you go back to the slice then.
Yeah.
If none of this works and you just have a horrible day serving, then right after the match, you don't wait, you go on a practice court and you go through these progressions, and you hit like at least 100 second serves.
Okay.
To get rid of this immediately, because you don't want this double fault problem to linger in your head. You want to solve this immediately, because this is something that a lot of players, regardless of their level, struggle with. I'm very impressed with your performances. I feel like you're playing these players who are 200 in the world, and you almost, like you was pretty much beaten one and you played the other one pretty close. So
It was really close, Nick. Like every game was you sad. I was there.
so
hand was there.
your level is pretty good.
I just need matches. The thing is,
Yeah.
sometimes I expect for myself the things to move faster. But
Right.
the thing, because I know I have the level, but 8 years is a long time.
It's a
I'm
long
playing
time.
Matches.
And you only played 3 tournaments, so
Exactly. So I just need to give myself time.
if
and
you give yourself
things
like
are
6
clicking.
months or a year and
Exactly.
see where you are at the end of that,
Yeah.
I think it's going to
And
be
then we
great.
go from there. Yeah.
You keep working. You're doing
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
All right.